So, have you ever been in one of those situations where you needed wisdom, you needed information, and when somebody gave you the professional answer, you didn't like what they had to say? Well, that's sort of what James was talking about in James chapter 1. Remember, he talked about consider it pure joy, my brothers, when you endure trials of many kinds. And so many times when we're in trial, we're going to reach out to somebody for some advice or some information. What James is reminding the early church is that, and that begins in verse 5, if anyone lacks wisdom, he should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to him. But when he asks, he must believe and not doubt, because he who doubts is like the wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. That man should not think he should receive anything from the Lord. He's double-minded, unstable in all he does. You know that believing in verse 6 is the key piece. If we're asking God for wisdom and he imparts it, are we really faithful to second guess? And I challenge us to think about it a little bit in the way of thinking about Hebrews 11. So if Noah saw the living conditions and what was going on, and God said, "Hey, I've got this mission for you. I want you to build a boat. Nobody's ever done it before, but I've selected you to do it, and I'm going to tell you how." We don't doubt that Noah built the ark. We don't doubt that it happened. We don't doubt that. But can you imagine what it would have been like for Noah to second guess everything that God had told him instead of moving forward by faith that God had really spoken to him and given him a mission to do? And that's what James is talking about here. So I guess I'd challenge us if we're asking God for directions and he gives them to us, likely we should follow through on that. So what does that look like? As you discuss it today, think about those times when you've asked the Lord for some gift, some connection, some revelation, some breakthrough, and reflect on the number of times that you second guessed it. In one way or another, what this passage does is it nudges us to look at our faith a little bit more realistically. Because no matter who we are, whether we're the preacher of a church like Lower Deer Creek or whether we're uh, a social worker or a healthcare worker, when God breaks through in our lives, we're going to have those moments to say, did that really happen? And what I want to nudge us to do, as is, James was doing at that time, is saying, God is at work in our life. God is at work in our world. He works in subtle ways, but dynamic ways, powerful ways that integrate the lives of many people. And we can either be part of it or not. So if we ask for wisdom, asking God, who gives generally to all without fault, it will be given to him. There's no fudging in that statement. But if he asks, he must believe and not doubt. That's our part that there's no fudging in. So when you lay something before the Lord this week, what's that going to look like?